Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I am back with these absolutely stunning silver and white baubles. You're getting to see it before the video even starts this time because I am so in love with them. And yeah, I cannot wait. I'm trying a brand new resin. So this is brand new to me, not brand new to the brand. And let's go. To create the silver and white, I am using silver foil flakes and white pigment. Everything is linked down below. I'm going with silver foil at the tops of the baubles and then filling the rest with the white. Possibly my favourite combination to date. It is so gorgeous. Now, this resin, I've never used this resin before. This was sent to me by Vista. It is a 1-to-1 resin. It's been such a long time since I've used a 1-to-1. Cannot wait to try it. So just another safety reminder to always wear your respirator, your gloves and your goggles when using epoxy resin. Even if the company says don't worry about it, always worry about it. Worry about your own safety. I wear mine all the time before I even open the bottles. I've got mine on. Now I did put my resin in a hot bath because it was particularly chilly in my craft room that morning. So yeah, I did put it in a hot bath, which really made it a lot more runny and easier to use and got rid of a lot of air bubbles, even though you can see quite a few here. So I'm stirring mine for 5 minutes. I made way too much, but I knew I needed it for another project, so it really worked out well. Before I carry on with the resin, this video is sponsored by Homelights. So Homelights emailed me and asked if they could send me one of their candles. And if you do not know, I absolutely love candles, home scents. I absolutely love my house to smell amazing all the time, and especially at Christmas. And I said yes because I checked out their range and they allowed me to choose from a selection of candles. I am so shocked at the size of this candle. I've never had a candle this big in my life. So yeah, online it's kind of deceiving. I looked at them and I was like, they're cute jars. they're not cute, they're huge. So here it is. I'm just unboxing it. It came in this very protective polystyrene box. The size of this candle is the same size as my head, okay? This is the Balsam and Cedar. This is the one I chose. It is stunning. This is glass and it's like a, I guess, darker than sea glass, like a jade color. Absolutely love it. It has 3 wicks because it's huge. It's absolutely massive and it smells like Christmas to me. It absolutely smells like Christmas. Now I really do not like sweet, sticky smells. I don't know how else to describe them. I don't like perfumey, flowery, sticky, sweet smells. They give me headaches. I love anything that is musky and deep and peppery, and this, I don't actually want to burn it. This is absolutely stunning. So thank you so much to Homelights. I'm actually gonna burn this now. I'm going to start burning it. I'm going to burn it down in my hall because that's where I burn my candles and the smell goes around the house. So I'm going to start burning it now, and then by the end of the video, like when we demold tomorrow, I'll let you know exactly what it smelled like around my home. And I can't even wrap both hands around it. It's so big. And all the details are going to be in the description box below. And honestly, for the size of the candle, I think the price is amazing as well. So we'll see what it burns like though. It's all about whether it smells amazing around the house. So yeah, I'm going to go downstairs now, light this, and we'll crack on with the video. The resin I made up is now being divided into 2 cups. Now, I already know that I need some resin for another project that I really want to get working on the same day. So that is why I made so much. And I also knew that that resin needed to be white. So the fact that I could just easily divide it up into 2 cups and make a big white batch was really helpful. I added the foil. I ended up adding way too much. It kind of just fell out of the pot, but I did manage to scoop some back out before it touched the resin. And I think this is pretty much exactly how much I need. It really depends. Sometimes you get clumps, so I did spend a lot more time, more than you see in the video, trying to get rid of any clumps. Sometimes that foil is notorious for giving you these big bulky clumps. But yeah, got rid of them. stirring in the opaque. Now the opaque tends to sink to the bottom for me, like it probably does it for you as well, but just spend a lot more time stirring it in, making sure that it is fully and utterly mixed. Now I wasn't sure where I was going, as in I knew I was pouring the foil in the top, and I knew that my brain, my mind, my heart even would tell me when to stop. My plan is I'm gonna pour some silver foil in the tops of these baubles. That is naturally going to navigate its way down into the baubles, but I also want it to be across the bauble. I don't want it to just be a round little bit at the top. I want it to come across the bauble. So this is sped up, believe it or not. I spent quite a bit of time, there you see me, spreading it across the top of the bauble, because that is the effect I was going for, like a drippy down effect. And every now and again, a giant clump, which I've obviously missed, a giant clump of foil would fall out into. So you have to kind of remove all of that. You see me here. Really messy, just getting your hands in, getting those big clumps out. I don't want the clumps. It's worth taking time to try and make sure there are none, but this is real life. This is real life. Just doesn't always work out like that. So I carry on pouring. I love watching this. I love watching how the silver just oozes down into the bauble. But I already know at this point that when it comes to pouring the white is going to push all of that silver back up to the top of the bauble. I'm now filling these with white. So you'll see here, it naturally pushes that silver and that clear back up to the top of the bauble. And that is why I was really sure that I wanted it to go across the top of the bauble. I didn't just want it around that eyelet, around that hole. And yeah, it was doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is really rare for resin, because do you know what I mean? Resin can be a right pain. We all know it. But today was a good day. Today it went where I wanted it to go. I was so happy. And really now I'm just spending time filling the baubles up. So after this, I knew how much white I needed. So I put my white to one side and then I filled the rest up with the foil. It's not going to push that white back down because there's way more white in these baubles than there is silver foil. And that was it. Job was done. I was so happy with the way these were looking, and just praying that they would turn out okay, because we all know that resin just does what it wants, honestly. How are we even friends with resin, you know? All I did at this point was get my silicone spatula. No, it's not, is it? It's a silicone tool. And I ran it around the inside edge of the baubles, around the white area only. I wasn't too worried about the foil area, and I thought it might even make it worse because there's chunks of foil in there. So I just ran it around the white area only to dislodge any air bubbles that may be stuck down in the inner center, inner corners, inner edges. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, and that is what I did. And I didn't even use heat on these. I feel like the hot bath was enough. I didn't see bubbles rising to the surface. So I just left them. I figured I'd check in on them, and yeah, no bubbles. So really happy with the hot bath. And that was it. A really simple one this time. And yeah, we're going to come back in 24 hours and see how they're getting on. I had a quick check-in with the candle. It was burning so nicely and all even, which I was really happy about. The smell was it was woodland. It was pine trees and woodland. So far, I was really happy with the candle burn. This is 24 hours later. Now, I really didn't know what avenue to go down on these, and I threw it out to my patrons because I really was just... I have sometimes too many ideas and they're not all good. They're not all good. So I sent a message out to my patrons and I was like, okay, look, it's white and silver. What comes to mind when you think of white and silver? What should I do? You know, what screams at you? So the first two suggestions were stags and the word peace. Mistletoe and wine was another one, and snow. And I knew as soon as I saw two patrons had suggested stags, I knew that had to be it, because we all know I love anything stag related, anything forest related. So yeah, I didn't even give the rest of my patrons time to respond, and I am sorry for that, but I just knew that was the right thing. That was the right suggestion. So massive thank you to all of my patrons. And yeah, it's hard because my patrons are all over the world. So some weren't even awake at the point where I was asking for help. So I do feel bad sometimes, but just know that I appreciate you all massively. So here you see me, my favourite thing in the whole world to do, weed. Not so much. But this is the vinyl from HTV Ron. So dreamy, so dreamy. I absolutely love it. It's a dream to weed, it's a dream to transfer. And the other suggestion, like I said, was the word peace. I just felt like, yeah, this morning it just talked to me. I thought everyone needs peace. I feel like I just need peace right now, and it just worked with the tranquility of the silver and white. Absolutely perfect. So here you see the demold. Now on the flip side, which fully expected, if you've done resin you'll know that this happens, there's this mottled joining effect of the clear and the white opaque. They don't blend beautifully like on the top you see them. On the bottom you see this mottled cloudy effect. I wasn't sure at this point if I wanted to use the top or the bottom of them to stick on the decals, but it was after I kind of really looked at them for a long while. I wasn't loving the mottled, cloudy, snowy effect, which is crazy because it's a snowy scene, but I decided at this point I would stick the decals to the front, to the top, the part that you would have seen when I poured. Had a little bit of a fiddly bit there, but that was just to show you that you can use your craft knife just to scrape them off. Simple as. Yeah, I was looking at the front, looking at the back, and I did decide the front is the one that's going to get it, and that was it. This mottled, no, it's not really for me. Another day perhaps. So I did decide to do all 6 baubles identical to each other. I was playing around with the positioning of the stags. How gorgeous are these stags? Guys, I know a few of you have asked me to do some Cricut videos, and I will do some Cricut videos. I just feel like a fraud. I feel like if I do a Cricut video, I am a total fraud, because there are some spectacular Cricut designers out there that know what they're doing. And I don't know, do you feel like as a beginner, because I'm such a beginner, do you feel like a Cricut video from me would be something you'd be interested in? Because I would be teaching you from a Cricut for Dummies level. Do you know what I mean? You know them big chunky yellow books that you can get for dummies? Cricut for Dummies is the level that I would be teaching you at. So of course I am more than happy to do any video that anyone asks me to do, if people feel that that is something they would like. So definitely let me know if you would like a Cricut basics, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm just taking a sip of my tea. Gotta have tea when you're doing a voiceover. Here you see me transferring. Like I said, this vinyl is a dream. This Cricut standard grip Cricut transfer tape works so well for me. I used exactly the same piece for all 6 stags, and I used exactly the same piece for all 6 words. So by the time it gets to the 6th one, it is losing its grip, but it still works, and I love that. So I just went through. I transferred every single stag, hoping to get their placement pretty spot on. There definitely are some differences in their placement, but really, who's looking, you know? Who's looking and who cares? But I hope you're loving them so far at this point. We are so far in. We are nearly 15 minutes in, so let me know at this point what your thoughts are. Also, let me know what comes to mind when you see white and silver. I'm really intrigued. Because my first gut instinct was angels, angel wings, angels, and yeah, all of that jazz. I was going to put Oh Holy Night on the baubles, and then I thought, I don't want to be totally and utterly generic, like copying my last lot, so that is why I really needed the help of my patrons. But I absolutely love the placement of the piece. I played around. I didn't know if I wanted to angle it, because on the Cricut you can actually curve it up, curve it down. So I could have had it curved around the edge of the bauble, but it did not look right at all. It needed to be straight, and I decided this is where I want it, in between the stag's nose and chest area. And that was it. I pretty much placed them all on in similar places. There's definitely differences in gaps and, you know, positioning, and it's all good though, because I still think they are stunning. I finished them off with some white ribbon and I laid them in a bed of my gorgeous garden centre glass. This garden centre glass is designed for your vases, you know, to fill up your vase and make it look pretty. But it serves as a gorgeous backdrop for these. Well, not just these. I've used it a lot lately, but here they are. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much to my patrons for all your help in this video. I really appreciated your input, because sometimes I need that. Sometimes I don't know what direction I'm going in, so you guys helped me massively, and yeah, massive thank you. As for the candle, I've had the candle burning all night long. It has subtle undertones of wooded, like I said, wooded pine. Definitely a Christmas scent. It's not overpowering. Now, I smelt it from the top of my stairs when I came out of my craft room. Of course, if you're wearing a respirator, you can't smell a single thing. So as soon as I took my respirator off, I could smell this woodland wafting up my stairs. But it's not as overpowering as other candles I've had, where you can smell it in every single crevice of your house. It was just so subtle. It was a really nice, subtle woodland, yeah, undertones of wood. I'm really good at describing candles, but it really was a pretty smell, and I know they do a much bigger range as well, so I'm definitely going to be checking that out. The details for that candle will be in my description box. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to Vista for sending me this resin. I've loved it. The resin itself, could not be happier with it. Not a single bubble. This is key. Not a single bubble. The 1-to-1, I will link that below as well. Everything I've used will be linked below. The foil, the mould from Moulds and Shapes, the ribbon, and that is all. This was a long video, so if you've stayed to the end, like, I should really send you something. I should really let me know if you've stayed to the end in the comment section. And hopefully the comments won't be turned off this time. I don't know what's happening with my account. My comments do keep getting turned off, and I am very sorry about it. I've reported it to YouTube, but they said there's not much they can do. They can't see a problem. So for now, I just have to keep turning them back on. And that is all. I appreciate you all massively, and I will see you all in the next video, which will be Wednesday, and it's gnomes. I'm so excited. I'll see you then, guys. Bye.